Continue our chapter number 8, World Wars and India. Today we are going to discuss World Wars and India. Let's try to understand with this point how India was dragged into the war. The British government of India compelled made helpless India one of their colonies to participate in the World War without any concern for willingness or unwillingness of the Indians. India became the source of procuring earned help in the form of money, food, clothing, and other war supplies. During the year of 1919 to 20, the British government in India provided help to England worth rupees of 19 billion. 17 of Indian soldiers were honored and decorated with Victoria Cross, a medal given for gallantry, that means heroism and courageousness, was a major source for England, providing skilled human power and various war supplies such as ammunition, weapons, textile, jute, tents, small ships, timber, railway track, and transport goods. Till the end of 1918, British government in India sent weaponry and ammunition worth rupees of 1.4 billion. Study the significant impact of World War I. World War I left significant impact on various fields, including production of war supplies, civil industries, trade, economic policies, sea and land transportation, farming and agricultural production, fuel supply, defense system, etc. This war boosted India's industrial growth. The direct and indirect impact of the war were more evident in the field of iron industry, steel industry, coal and mining industry. After the war was over, there was considerable growth in motor transportation and the number of motor vehicles. During war times and post-war period, there was decrease in export amounting to a loss of rupees 33 crores. The prices of agricultural product reduced, but the prices of industrial products increased. Indian food grains were exported to England and allied nations. It caused a shortage of food grains for the Indians. Prices of food grains in Indian markets began to rise. The Indian involvement in the First World War had mixed impact on India. As far as the defense tactics were concerned, the Indian soldier and Indian political leader learned a few things. They realized because of their experiences on the war field that the Indian weaponry was far too less sophisticated compared to the other nation. Some factors made them understand how India could be considered backward in the matter of aircraft, mechanized war, instruments and infantry, medical facilities, modernization of the armed forces, military training, adequate storage of war supplies, etc. Considering these factors, the British government in India formed a committee to bring in effect the required changes. This committee made a report ready recommending some useful changes in the Indian military system. In the year 1917, Governor General and Viceroy Lord Chelmsford and Edwin Samuel Montagu, Secretary of State of India, together prepare a report on the administrative reforms needed in the British administration in India. Accordingly, apart from the civil provision, a few promises were made with regard to military organization in India. It was promised that the Indian soldier will be posted on various positions in the army without any concern for their caste, race, and religion. A proper ratio of Indian recruits will be maintained in the army. An academy in India will be established similar to Sandhurst Academy in England. 10 seats in this academy will remain reserved for young Indian candidates. Those who were trained in the military college at Indore would be given King's Commission. The cavalry will be reduced in its strength. The strength of the provisional military unit could be enhanced. In 1921, a new department for military supplies called Goods and Supply was opened. Because of the war, the foundation of the Indian Air Force was wounded. The Indian Naval Unit proved their grit and bravery in the war at Persian Gulf. Lokmanya Tilak and his approach. Lokmanya Tilak, through his editorial published in the newspaper Kesari and through his speeches, insisted that the Indian Navy and India's significant position in the world political scenario should be duly acknowledged, and there should not be any discrimination while appointing Indian men on position of authority. Lokmanya Tilak and other Indian leaders showed a positive approach in helping the British government during the First World War. They believed that the cooperation offered by the Indian people will be beneficial to them in future. We get the witness the far-sightedness of the Lokmanya Tilak in his approach during war times. As we know that India was forced into this war started by the British imperial rule. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru wrote about it in a letter written to his daughter Indira. He said, "This was not the war of India. India did neither have anything against Germany nor Turkey. However, India did not have any voice in his disregard. India was a British colony. It could not but trail its master. India was extremely poor. There was no breadth of candidates willing to enter the army. About 11 lakh of Hindi soldiers fought in this war. Hindi soldiers provided a considerable support to the British army. Besides, India also contributed 150 crores of rupees to the war expenses. During the time of war, Indian people began to migrate to Canada and America. The government of Canada was heavily under the influence of the British government. It rejected entry to Indian migrants. It did not allow Kamagata Maru, a steamship with Indian migrants abroad under the leadership of Baba Gurudet Singh, to anchor in the Canadian port of Vancouver. People on this ship returned. On their return journey, Kamagata Maru reached the port of Bajpach near Kolkata. There, the British officer ordered Indian passengers to return immediately to their own towns and villages. However, the Indian did not follow the order. So, the British officer began to shoot, and 30 Indian passengers died in it. This cruelty on part of British officer created a public outcry throughout India. Germany was a country which nourished nationalism. India also was greatly influenced by nationalism. However, it is important to understand the fundamental difference between German nationalism and Indian nationalism. Germans were out to conquer other countries. Their aggression was for making their own country most powerful and the biggest in the world, whereas the nationalism of the Indians was making them fight for regaining their independence. The Indian nationalism was based on a broader perspective of the spread of democracy all over the world, including India. Countries like Abyssinia, Spain, China were putting up struggle for establishing democracy. Indians were sending help to those countries in the form of teams of nurse, volunteers, and food grains. Germany was strongly influenced by racism. Hitler had killed innumerable European Jews. However, in India, people of various religion, race, and caste were staying together from ages. When we talking about the bravery of our Indian soldier, 31 Indian soldiers and officers were honored and decorated with Victoria Cross, the highest and the most prestigious award for gallantry. Among the recipients of Victoria Cross, there were two individuals from Maharashtra. Nayak Yashwant Gadge, 5th Maratha Light Infantry, and Sepoy Namdev Rao Jadhav, 5th Maratha Light Infantry.